Welcome to ProSpeak English Dialogue. Today, Alex and Sarah talk about making your hard work visible at work without coming across as a bragger. Listen for how they frame updates around impact.
Okay, I need to vent for a second. Can I just vent?
Uh-oh. Yeah, go for it. What happened?
So I had my one-on-one with Dave this morning, and he asked me, so anything new? Like, that was it. Anything new?
Okay. And that's bad because
I've been buried for the past 2 weeks. I stayed late 3 nights to debug that production incident. I helped onboard Priya. I rewrote half the monitoring alerts, and he just didn't seem to know about any of it.
Yeah, that's frustrating. So, what did you say when he asked?
I just said, not much, same stuff. And then we moved on to sprint planning.
Wait, you said not much? After all that?
I know. It's just, I don't want to be that person who's constantly listing everything they did. That feels weird.
Yeah, I get that. Nobody wants to sound like they're writing their own performance review in a meeting. But, Alex, if you don't say it, who will?
I mean, I kind of figured the work would speak for itself. Like, the production issue is fixed. The alerts are better. That should be visible, right?
Should be, sure. But Dave has 8 direct reports. He's in meetings all day. He probably doesn't know who fixed what unless someone tells him.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I just always assume that good work gets noticed eventually.
It does. Sometimes, but eventually is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
Okay, that's a fair point. So what, I should just tell him everything I did?
Well, not exactly. There's a difference between dumping a list and actually communicating what you've been working on in a way that helps him. But we can talk about that.
Okay, so actually I did try once. A few months ago, I sent Dave this really long email after a sprint, basically a summary of everything I'd done.
Oh, how did that go?
He replied, "Thanks, got it." That was it, 2 words, and I just felt, I don't know, kind of embarrassed.
Okay, can I be honest?
Please.
The long email approach. It's not bad in theory, but I think the problem is it puts all the burden on the reader. Dave has to figure out what matters from a wall of text.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty long. Maybe 7 or 8 bullet points. Some of them were pretty detailed.
Right? And from his side, he probably skimmed it, thought, okay, Alex is busy, and moved on. He didn't know which part to care about.
So, it's not just about saying more, it's about saying the right things?
Exactly. Think about it this way. If I tell you, I wrote 14 unit tests this week, what do you feel?
Okay, good for you. I don't know. I don't really know what to do with that.
Right. But if I say I added test coverage for the payment module, we caught 2 edge cases that would have hit production. That's different, right?
Oh, yeah, that actually tells me something. I can see why that matters.
Same amount of work, totally different framing. The first one is activity, the second one is impact.
Okay, I think I see where you're going. So my email was basically a giant activity list.
Probably, yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that as a personal log. But for your manager, you want to, connect the dots for him. Here's what I did, here's why it mattered, and here's what it unblocked.
Okay, that makes sense. But I still feel weird about it, honestly. I shouldn't have to sell myself to my own manager.
Yeah, I felt that way too for a long time. Can I tell you what changed my mind?
Yeah, please. Because right now it just feels like bragging with extra steps.
Okay, so a couple years ago, I had a similar thing. I was doing a ton of behind-the-scenes work, fixing flaky tests, mentoring a junior dev, cleaning up tech debt. None of it was flashy.
Yeah, that kind of stuff never shows up in a demo.
Exactly. And when performance review time came around, my manager gave me a meets expectations. And I was kind of crushed, honestly.
Ouch. After all that work?
Yeah. And I went to her and I said, I feel like I've been doing a lot more than what's reflected here. And she said something that kind of stuck with me.
What did she say?
She said, I can only advocate for you based on what I know. And right now, I don't have enough to work with. She wasn't being mean about it. She was just being honest.
It makes sense when you put it that way. She can't fight for something she doesn't know about.
Right? And that's when I realized it's not self-promotion. It's giving your manager the information they need to do their job. They have to write your review. They have to justify headcount. They have to explain to their boss why their team is delivering.
Okay, I never thought about it from that angle. I'm actually making his life harder by not telling him.
Kind of, yeah. Think of it as you're helping him help you. It's not about your ego. It's about giving him context.
But, What about people who are actually just bragging? You know, the ones who every stand-up turn a 5-minute update into a TED Talk about themselves?
Oh, I know exactly who you mean. And yeah, that's different. That's performing for an audience. What we're talking about is a one-on-one with your manager. It's private. It's the right venue for this.
I guess that distinction matters, right? Like there's a time and place.
Totally. A one-on-one is literally designed for this. That's the whole point. It's not bragging if your manager is asking you for an update and you actually give one.
Ha! When you say it like that, it sounds so obvious. Okay, so how do I actually do it without sounding like that TED Talk guy?
Okay, so here's what I do now. Before every one-on-one, I spend like 5 minutes picking 2 or 3 things I want to mention. Not everything, just the ones that matter most.
2 or 3? That's it?
That's it. And for each one, I try to hit 3 things. What I did, why it mattered, and what's next. That's the whole formula.
What I did, why it mattered, what's next. Okay, that's actually pretty simple.
Right? Let's try it with your stuff. Take the production incident. How would you normally describe that to Dave?
Probably something like, yeah, there was a production issue, I fixed it. That's probably what I'd say.
Okay. And that tells him almost nothing. Try it again with the framework. What did you do? Why did it matter? What's next?
All right, I wanted to give you a quick update on the production incident last week. I spent about 3 days tracking down the root cause. Turned out to be a race condition in the queue processor. I patched it, and since then, we haven't had any more alerts on that service. Next step is I'm going to document the fix so the on-call team has a runbook for it.
See? That's so much better. You told him the what, the impact, no more alerts, and you showed you're thinking ahead with the runbook. That's not bragging. That's just a good update.
It does feel different when I say it out loud. Less like showing off, more like just giving context.
Exactly. And notice you didn't say, I stayed late 3 nights. You don't have to mention the sacrifice. The work speaks for itself when you frame it around impact.
Oh, yeah, good point. That would have made it feel more like a guilt trip.
Right? Nobody wants to hear, I worked so hard on this. They want to hear, here's what it achieved. Huge difference.
Okay, what about the onboarding? Like, I spent a lot of time helping Priya get set up, but it's harder to make that sound impactful, right? It's just like helping someone.
Is it, though? Try it. What did you do? Why it mattered? What's next?
Okay. Just to give you some context on Priya's onboarding, I've been pairing with her this week on the notification service. She's already picking up tickets on her own, so I think she'll be fully ramped by next sprint. I want to make sure this is on your radar because it did take a chunk of my bandwidth.
That's perfect. You showed the result. She's picking up tickets. You set an expectation. Fully ramped next sprint. And you flagged the trade-off. It took bandwidth. All without complaining.
That last part, flagging the trade-off, that feels important. Like, I'm not saying poor me, I'm just saying here's where my time went.
Yes, and that helps Dave understand your capacity. So next time he wonders why you didn't finish something else, he already has the context. You're not making excuses after the fact. You're managing expectations up front.
You know what's funny? I've been at this company for almost 2 years and nobody ever told me any of this.
Yeah, nobody tells you. It's one of those things you're just supposed to figure out, which is kind of unfair, honestly.
I always thought the people who got promoted were just better at the job. But maybe some of them were just better at talking about the job.
I mean, it's both, right? You need the skills and the ability to communicate what you're doing. One without the other doesn't get you very far.
Yeah, that's actually a relieving thought. Because I have the skills part. I just need to get better at the other half.
And you already started. You literally just practiced it twice and it sounded great. It's like a muscle. The more you do it, the less weird it feels.
Okay, so game plan. Before my next one-on-one, I picked 2 or 3 things. For each one, what I did, why it mattered, what's next. Keep it short. Focus on impact, not activity.
That's it. And honestly, you can even write it down in a doc beforehand. I keep a running list during the week. Just little notes. Ship the alert migration. Unblock the SRE team. Takes 30 seconds.
Oh, that's smart. So by the time the one-on-one comes, you don't have to remember anything. It's already there.
Exactly. And it doubles as your self-review material when performance season comes around. You're not scrambling to remember what you did 6 months ago.
I always do that. Every review cycle, I'm sitting there going, what did I even do in Q1? Like, staring at my Git log trying to piece it together.
Same. That's exactly why I started the doc. Future you will thank, present you.
Okay, I'm doing it. starting this week. And hey, thanks for this. Seriously, I think I needed someone to just tell me it's okay to talk about my work.
Of course. And look, you're not being arrogant. You're being responsible. There's a big difference. Your manager wants to know this stuff. You're making it easier for him.
Yeah, I think that reframe is what I needed. It's not look at me. It's here's what's happening so you can make good decisions.
Exactly. That's the whole thing. All right, go update Dave before he forgets you exist.
Ha, too late for that. But I'll start fresh next week. 1-on-1, 2 items, impact framing. I got this.
You got this.